The Association of American Physicians and Surgeons felt an amicus brief in the case of Dr. Natale was extremely important because it breaks whole new ground, criminalizing statements made in the medical record that are simply errors and that are being called fraud. They're being called a federal crime. Dr. Natale was found not guilty of all counts involving Medicare fraud, but they did find some statements in the operative reports that were simply mistakes, and so he was convicted of making a mistake. Criminalizing mistakes is a war against patients as well as physicians, because physicians are retiring early. They're deciding that doing these high-risk cases in elderly patients is just too risky. Their whole life, their whole career could be ended. Doctors face the potential loss of their license as well as their liberty for saving patients' lives, but making some sort of mistake that the government can use as a pretext for accusing them of fraud. Well, operating on a ruptured aortic aneurysm is a very difficult, risky procedure. It requires a high level of skill, and especially when the aneurysm is already rupturing and it's an emergency and the patient is trying to bleed to death, that is a really high order of surgical skill to undertake that. Well, doctors are required to use this AMA copyrighted codes for their operative procedures, but the codes don't exactly match the procedures. There are procedures for which there is no code, or for which the code is just not quite precise. The coding system is very subjective and very difficult, and whatever code the physician puts down could be interpreted in retrospect as being wrong. I think Americans need to make it very clear that they're concerned about this. They need to expose this. They can't allow the Department of Justice to come for doctors one at a time, because for every doctor they eliminate, there may be thousands of patients who are losing their lives as a result.